Welcome. Welcome to Mini Masterclass Mondays. I'm excited to be here today. Okay, I need to get a background. I'll get it done one of these days. But today, I just kind of really wanted to brief you to talk about financial systems, right? So you need financial systems, of course, for a successful business. You want to manage your money with confidence, right? Damon John, if you're not familiar with Damon John, Shark Tank says, make sure you have financial intelligence. I don't care if you have money or you don't have money, you need to go and study finance no matter what, right? And finance can be, there's all sorts of different ways you can think about your finances. But when we're thinking about our business, our industry in particular, if you're in education, coaching, any kind of pleasure-based industries, adult-based industries, you're going to need a solid foundation. And of course, money is hard to talk about. It's not the sexiest topic, but having financial clarity is definitely key to sustaining and growing a business that supports your goals, right? And then having a system in place ensures that you're not just making money, but you're keeping more of it, right? So understanding if you want to scale or not, or how you want to invest your money in the business is purely up to you, but really it's about how you are going to support your own financial goals, right? And so one of the main things that you need to think about is choosing a bank that aligns with your business, okay? So you have to understand your bank is your financial home. It needs to feel good. It needs to be compatible with your business. And not all banks are created equal, especially for us in this industry. So they might not be as welcoming. So you have to think about if you're choosing a bank, you're going to need to choose a bank that is is it easy to use? Does it have a user-friendly online system? Are you able to make mobile deposits? Do they have good customer service? Are they, is it friendly for us, for you? I'm also thinking about fees and accessibility. Are there any hidden fees? Are there monthly fees? Are ATM fees convenient if it's not like a bigger bank? Thinking about all those things are going to be, because those are the things that might eat up a little bit of your money, right? Those fees. And then also business friendliness, right? Some banks, not all banks, but some banks are hesitant to work with sex educators, kink professionals, pleasure-based businesses, adult businesses. So you have to look for a bank that aligns with your industry. Some banks are like, don't care what you do as long as you put money in the bank, right? So understand if your bank is like, I'm not really feeling it, then it's time to switch. Otherwise, you just don't want your account being flagged, freeze, or something else, right? Because of them thinking it's whatever they're thinking, right? Another thing is keeping business and personal money separate. And I know this can be hard because one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is blending their personal and business finances, especially if you are the only person in your business, right? It's easy to do that if you are a solopreneur and whatnot. If you're serious, if about making money, that means moving all your business expenses to a dedicated business account. So this simplifies your bookkeeping, but also protects you legally, right? And if you're not making consistent money, you can loan your business money from your personal account. But you just want to make sure you track these transactions, that you pay them back to ensure that when your business is profitable, you can pay yourself back properly with those funds. In addition, you want to track every dollar, right? What gets measured gets managed. So if you don't know where your money is coming from and where it's going, it's easy to feel out of control financially. The simple act of tracking your income and expenses gives you power over your money. This is where financial spreadsheets, bookkeeping systems come in. I swear I'm going to have my Be Successful bookkeeping system in. I have a friend who, an Excel phenom financial accountant who created this amazing business spreadsheet for me. And so I've been using that in my businesses for quite a long time now. And so I want to have it available to y'all. So as soon as I get to making those videos, I will make that happen. So this is the opportunity too, when you do have a spreadsheet, you could see, hey, what services or products are making the most money? Where your biggest expenses are, what's draining your cash flow. A lot of times for me personally, like travel is one of those things that drains my cash flow, right? That drains from my profit. So I need to make sure that if I'm traveling, what are the things that need to be put in place to ensure that it's going to be a profitable trip, right? But understand, clarity leads to confidence. So if you know, oh, hey, I need to have more corporate contracts, or I need to concentrate on my coaching or put myself out there more so I can get more clients, this is the way to really see that, right? Now, should you hire a bookkeeper? Maybe at some point, managing your books might feel very overwhelming. So that's when you might consider hiring a bookkeeper. But you have to understand, is it the right move for you? The pros are it saves you time so you can focus on making the money. It reduces tax mistakes and any kind of financial stress. It helps you plan for growth. And if they are a financial analyst, they can be sure to be like, hey, you may want to think about concentrating here or doing this, because they can look at your money and say like, hey, this is what you need to concentrate on, or maybe this is what you need to cut down on so that you can be more profitable in your business. The only thing is there are some cons to hiring a bookkeeper, right? It is an additional expense. So it's going to cost you, more money, but it's often worth it. You still need to understand your finances, right? You never want to outsource your knowledge, because if someone comes up to you and says, hey, I want to invest in your business, you need to make sure that they can, the numbers, right, to do so. And then sometimes some bookkeepers may not be, our industry friendly, right? So it's really important to be like, okay, are they going to be afraid of saying this or that or working with us because of our industry? So again, if hiring a bookkeeper feels like a stretch, my DIY system is super, super helpful, and you can, upgrade it as you grow. Now also we have a lot of issues with payment processors, right? So you want to find one that works for your industry. Not all payment processors are created equal, especially in our spaces. So some platforms, PayPal, Venmo, and Stripe, Square, have even been known to freeze or shut down accounts related to adult content, pleasure-based services, or even kink education, right? So when choosing a payment processor, you got to consider your industry compatibility, right? Will they allow transactions for your business type? What are some fees, right? Some charge high processing fees that takes, they take a cut out of each sale. So thinking about what are the fees that they are actually taking. And then the payout speed, how long does it take to get your money? Is it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? What is it going to take for you to get your money? Now, if you're in our industry and you're looking for alternative processors, a really great processor is Tickle Charge. Please tell them I sent you, or you can use my code TC011. If you need help on the back end of your website, what they'll do is actually go into the back end of your website and collect your credit card payments, right? And so this is really great way for you to get your money by people who are friendly in our industry and not gonna and you'll be able to get your money, I think, in like 1 or 2 days. So it's the same kind of processing as any other payment processor. You might be able to go to CC Bills, SegPay, or Pioneer, which tend to be more friendly to adult professionals. But make sure you're doing your research, get the right payment processor, so that can save you headaches down the road, okay? But here, the point here is get your money in order, watch your business grow, right? I've definitely had some ups and downs with businesses, especially with regards to finances. But understand that, financial systems aren't just about compliance. They're really about the freedom, right? When you know where your money is going, you separate your business from your personal expenses and track your finances, you create the foundation for long-term success, okay? And that's how I've been able to run my business for, almost 15 years now. And it definitely didn't start off this way. Of course, I had to learn in many different hard ways, but you have to start somewhere, okay? Start small if you need to, but you got to start somewhere, whether that's opening the business bank account now, or using a bookkeeping system, or researching better payment processors. Whatever you do, every step is going to help you bring you closer to your own financial stability. So if you have questions about managing your business finances, please drop them below. I'm here to help. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. So thank you for joining me today for a little mini masterclass Monday. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Again, please feel free to DM me. And I forgot to show my little banner here. Just know you can apply to my program to help you with your business. There's also my free shadow banned survival guide. So if you're constantly being shadow banned or don't know how to like understand or take that in or like market the way that you need to market, this is the way to do so. And of course, you can always submit your questions anytime. You can DM me if you want to do that. So thank you all for joining me today. And we will see you next week for another mini masterclass. And next week, we will be talking about administrative systems and what those look like. All right. So have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.